Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick, and in today's video I want to talk about your female crested geckos when you're breeding and how long they can potentially retain sperm from one male. And then I'll kind of talk about too, if you plan on pairing a female to a different male, kind of the steps that you should take before doing so. So let's jump right into it. Now, the first thing that I kind of want to talk about is my breeding style this year, okay? This year, all of our females are living alone, and I pair them all together in a big tub, one of our larger tubs, I guess, for about a week. So I'll put like a 4.1, which is 4 females to 1 male. So I'll put like 4 females to 1 male in a bigger enclosure, and then I'll leave them together for 4 days to 7 days, and then I separate them all. And then what I do is, at that point, I wait a month or 45 days and I see if they laid. And if they did lay, then that kind of tells me that there was a successful lock. If they didn't lay, I will still give it a little bit more time typically, but I haven't had that problem yet. So by doing it this way, I don't know if it's like even just seeing a male triggers them to lay. I don't know if these guys are that prolific to where as soon as you put them in an enclosure together, they're going to breed instantaneously. I know that they do that, but I'm saying in a short period of time. Is it always like that? Oh my goodness. I guess what I'm saying is, you know, can they be very prolific with a short window of time to breed with each other? Because I know that there's reports that in the wild, they live somewhat together in a sense of like, you know, there's like a couple bushes here, and this might have like one male, and then there's like a couple females down here in this bush. They don't live in 30-gallon areas together in the wild, but maybe they live in, you know, 4-foot by 6-foot areas together in the wild. I don't know, honestly. I'm just trying to brainstorm how I do it and kind of how my results have been. But I can tell you that as far as us pairing, we did a pairing in January or February, I believe, like an early season pairing, because really the season hasn't started yet, but it was whenever some of our males were kind of looking like they were ready to roll, and some of our females were too, so we kind of did some early season pairings, and then we did another pairing in March, and then another one in April, and that is it. We have not done any pairings since then. From all of our females, though, we've had fertile eggs until this month being August. So in the month of August, we had our first, only one female laid infertile eggs. So, or no, I'm sorry, 2 females laid infertile eggs. So that means that now we can't be completely certain because I did pair them 3 times. So in theory, there could have been 3 locks, or honestly, there could have only been 1 the first time in January, and that's it. So worst case scenario, then I have 2 females who were only able to retain sperm for 7 months. But on top of that, I have probably around, I have like 8 or 9 other females who are still laying fertile eggs. So, you know, so shortest case scenario would be that they only retain sperm for 5 months, really barely even 5, closer to 4 to 5. So that's not really necessarily a good feeling. If they did retain it for 8 months, you know, 7 to 8 months from the early season pairing, maybe that makes more sense. But I know that people like, and here's where this gets convoluted, is that there is not going to be an answer for every single female, and that's kind of what I'm wanting to show right now. These females are laying infertile eggs now, okay? That means that they do not have any more sperm in their body to fertilize the eggs. They just do not have it. So that tells me that for some reason these 2 females use sperm faster than, say, Benny here. I can't explain it. I don't know what that means. But I do know that I've read people say stuff like, oh, they'll retain for up to 2 years. Well, the key word there is up to 2 years. And some of them, honestly guys, can probably go even longer if you really let it happen. But still, yet again, I am finding that I only see it lasting for, you know, on the high end now we're at 7 months. So maybe I'll get a year out of some of these girls. Maybe I won't get a year out of some of them. Maybe this is going to be the trickle start of everything where they kind of all start laying duds. Which at that point, we're close enough to season end to where I'll just kind of not pair them again until early next year, which is totally fine. But I guess, you know, kind of the point of this video is that there really is no answer to how long these guys are going to retain sperm. We have case studies, or, you know, we have people saying that their females have lasted for up to 2 years. Some reputable breeders have said that as well. And then you have people like me right now who are, you know, anywhere from 4 to 7 months for a particular female. But then, you know, I'll do an update video around December, and we'll see if all my females ended up, if all the other females ended up laying fertile eggs throughout the whole time, because I'm really interested. And this was kind of why I wanted to move to this kind of breeding type. Number one, I've talked about before, I just didn't really want to cohab anymore. But on top of that, it's very interesting to see, like, more maybe somewhat how naturally, I guess it's actually not natural, because really anything we do in captivity is not going to be natural to an extent. Really, I think the most, like, I mean, I really just, you can't do anything like 100% natural. You can make it as enriching and all that as possible, but you're never going to make it natural. So it's interesting to see in this type of environment where we're only pairing them 2 to 3 times a year, we're still getting, you know, she was gravid. I think all these females who laid, I think they laid at least 5 clutches for us, maybe even 6. So you're talking anywhere, oh no, they would, yeah. So probably about 10 to 12 eggs before they needed a repairing. Now, another key thing so far, and I can get out the egg box and show you guys, all of our eggs are still completely healthy. There's no issues there. Everything looks strong, all the veins are there, everything's good, and then all of a sudden they just lay an infertile egg. So it is interesting. One thing that I personally was really concerned about was veins weakening over time, and that didn't happen. But we're still yet to see, because we have a lot of eggs due to hatch, so we're still yet to see if, you know, maybe some of the later season eggs don't make it, because that could happen. I don't know. That's kind of the whole experimenting process that I'm going through right now with this type of breeding style, which I do really enjoy this breeding style. I know it's not for everybody, but since I have a, you know, a medium-sized collection, honestly, you know, I don't have a ton, but I do have quite a few. It's easier for me to do it this way than if you have thousands. Then it's I mean, you're kind of, you have to make tough choices, and cohab's going to be one of those. So the other thing that I want to talk about is when to pair another male. So let's say that you found this perfect male for your female, but she's already been bred to your current male. You need to wait until she's laying duds, particularly just for lineage purposes, and, like, you know, so that your people who are buying geckos from you can trust you and know that you're not, because now that we know that males, well, I know now that some of these females can retain sperm for at least 5 to 7 months. Really, 5 to 7 months, you're kind of just probably waiting until the next season at that point anyway, because the season really isn't that long in reality. So one of those deals where if you find that perfect male and you want to pair him to the female, it's probably best just to wait till the next season, because we know that these guys are pretty good at retaining sperm, and you don't want to lie to somebody about lineage. It's not even that you're lying. You don't want to accidentally be incorrect, because to some people that stuff's really important and it means a lot for their collection. So you really don't, and it could give you a bad name if you start pairing a bunch of males and you don't know who the dad is. Now, if you're honest about it, you tell someone, hey, I bred this female to 2 males this year. I don't know who the dad is, but this is definitely the mom. Well, then that's okay, because now they know that they are buying a non-confirmed lineage baby, right? So that's just something to consider on how you want to do things. But if you're really wanting to do like ultra high-end stuff, I would wait until she's laying a dud or 2, or at least wait till the next season. But anyway, I hope you guys found this video kind of interesting. I definitely found it interesting, and I was kind of waiting to see when we were finally going to get it. If I'm being totally honest, it came a lot sooner than I was anticipating. I really would be shocked if any female crested gecko could hold sperm for 2 years. If you have any experience with that or know somebody that does, please drop a comment down below about it, because I just have such a hard time believing that 2 years. And The other thing too that I didn't really talk about is maybe it depends on how well the male actually successfully locked with the female, and if he got, because there's so many I mean, if the male had been bred the day before, his sperm count's not as high, so maybe you put less sperm in her. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it. To just put a blanket statement on any of it is probably just a terrible idea, because there's so many variables that we cannot control. So anyway, guys, hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, and until next time, guys, stay safe and stay positive.